Talk it out.
Okay.
Come on and talk it out.
All right.
Hey, talk it out with Joanne and Lydia. Woo!
All right.
That's what we got today.
All right. You don't know what we're saying this time.
No.
That's what you get today.
No. Anyway, before we got to get ready to start talking about this relationship, issue going on.
Okay, what's it gonna start?
We're going to start off by saying you need to subscribe.
Yes.
Hit that bell button.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a thumbs up. Comment below. And share. When I was thinking about the share,
Yeah.
I just want to say to my girl, Mardi Gras mukbang. That's my
That's
girl.
right. Yeah, be saying
She just said, share. I know that she was quietly shouting us out. You didn't. When you did it, I said that. Oh, she said me. She told about me. I felt so loved, like you was just calling me out, like everybody know me and nobody knows me. But still. That was really good. Y'all know how that made me feel good. Like, I appreciate you. I was like, she was thinking about me. And then, the next time you did share, and I was like, she ain't thinking about me no more.
I might not have been there.
Like,
I guess they say great minds think alike, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, but no, I was appreciating her. I just love her. I love her. And she's growing so fast, and I love that.
That's awesome.
I mean, she was already, of course, bigger than us anyway, but now she's in the thousands. Woo-woo! Celebrate
Awesome.
So I'm just really proud. Yeah, she's above 1,000 now.
It's always
She's
good.
doing good. She done kind of changed up her thing a little, and I do like it. So I just appreciate it. I just like watching her. I like her spirit.
Grow.
Yeah, there's people that on here that because now that I'm watching YouTube, and I'm be honest, I only started watching YouTube when we started actually having to work YouTube as our platform, because we used to just be on the radio. So we had already built our platform on the radio, but now that we're not on the radio, then we just have this platform. So we're starting from scratch, and now we going back up. So there we go.
But it's funny, we've been on radio for a long time, and now I actually have to they get to physically see us. So they weren't seeing us before. We've been on the radio for years. And they did not know who we were, but y'all do now.
Yeah, well, our 20 subscribers, we appreciate
that's
you.
right,
We appreciate you.
But if we got the people who listen to us to subscribe.
Yeah, but nobody's listening to the radio today. We're not on the radio anymore. So we're starting literally from scratch. That's something we've been doing for so long. You know what I mean? Which is sometimes really hard. And you got to understand the radio platform is already there.
Yeah.
So, you already got people listening because it's a radio. Here, there's so much on YouTube to do it.
Yeah.
So now we have our questions that we always do as the Talk It Out show, because we like to talk out issues.
Yes.
And now we're doing mukbangs, which we're enjoying as well.
Yeah.
And I never thought it'd be so much fun eating on the camera.
I know.
Okay, let's go to questions. We
gonna get doing that anyway, so y'all gonna get to see it anyway. So just make sure y'all stay tuned.
But anyway, I know my 20 subscribers.
Okay.
Check out Mardi Gras mukbang. I love her. I really do. I love Steph and Tasha too, though. Oh, I gotta tell you.
I gotta get on all those people.
No, Steph. I watch a lot of people, and I do like a lot of people. But Steph and Tasha, I love. But oh, I got so many. Let me get on this question, because I've been here all day talking about all the people I love on YouTube just because those are who I watch. Okay. This guy says, my wife treats me like a chore. Sex is almost off the table. I only stay because I don't want to lose my house, boat, and truck. What to do, you guys, to cope with living with a woman that hates you? See, my evil me want to say, make her hate you.
That's
but she hates you. You hate her.
Yeah, right.
No,
it's hard because I know exactly what he's talking about, because a lot of times when you're in a marriage and when it gets difficult or whatever, you want to get out, a lot of times people stay together because of those financial ties, and they feel like, sometimes you get if you get with somebody, you can get all kind of investments, and sometimes people do businesses together, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's the hard part is when it's time to separate. Then it's like, oh, I gotta lose this. So I don't know how much she tied into that, or maybe she even bought it. You never know.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's saying he don't want to lose those things, because that's probably what doesn't give him any joy.
Exactly.
And if you leave it, it's like, bye bye. But you know, too, my thing is you know what, your peace and your inner peace and everything is more important. So you know what, you almost have to. That's a decision that you're gonna have to make. You know. And if it's just not, if the relationship is just not salvageable, you're just going to take them losses, because your sanity, your mental is more important, I always feel, you know. But I don't know if
you don't always have to take a loss. You can always just be a little bit smarter. I know you love your houseboat or whatever. Sell it to a family member. Mm-hmm. Get the money and then give them the money back when you get divorced. Because you don't have to give her none of the money as you're married. Mm-hmm. That's one way to do your houseboat and your track. Two, I always try to tell people to work on your intimacy. Maybe she's angry with you and she's holding on to something that's you don't understand, and you might not think it's as big. So sometimes, you know, as a person in a relationship, you don't think situations as big as they are. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm. So you just deal with it. You know what? That goes with the case of what I'm saying right now. That goes with the case of what I'm saying right now to my wisdom that we did not do, that I'm going to do right now so you can get it. So here we go. Hold on real quick.
Whatever you got, put it down.
And you're going to be grounded all day. So now you can stand up. Face the other way. Hands behind your back. So go to my wig stem where this is my hair. This is not my color. I like it. It's a lace front. Look, it's a lace front. Okay. It's beautiful. Look like it came from my roots. Like I worked my butt off for this dude. Mm-hmm. And I think I look cute, but it's just not really me. It's not my personality. Sometimes you got to get outside of you to build a greater relationship. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to reach down and below and say, you know what, this, I know I'm used to this and I'm comfortable with this, but it ain't making her comfortable. Mm-hmm. So let me remove it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And let me show you something different. Mm-hmm. So even though this might not be me, I could put this on and I could be whoever I need to be to make it comfortable. It doesn't mean I'm fake. It doesn't mean I'm not who I am. But I had to reach down and find something else that can get us in a relationship so we can work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we feel like, oh, my way is always the right way. And it could be the right way. But this is not the time to prove who's right and who's wrong. Right. It's time to build and make a relationship work. And that's where intimacy comes together and build. And I've been trying not to say intimacy all the time because to me, you guys don't be listening when I say intimacy.
Especially, you don't even know. I mean, what she may, like she's saying, if he does those things, what may... she may come and tell what's really going on, and he wouldn't. He probably never knew that she had the issues that she had, and they could tackle those issues, and actually their marriage could be salvageable.
And there you go. Do you want your marriage solvable? Or are you just worried about your truck and your boat? If you're just worried about your truck and boat, I already told you how to deal with that. If you worry about your marriage, get into intimacy, get into knowing her and figuring out who you are, and get outside of you. With everything you want to be done. Because that's sometimes people back up. If you do everything just you, they'll back up and go, well, do you? And as you're doing that, they done grew to not like you. And we don't want that, do we? Just think about it. Do you want that? No. You want to make sure your relationship works. I tell people, you get into marriage and this false pretense of thinking it's just going to be as easy. It's not, because you're joining in a relationship. And your emotional feelings is not going to be somebody else. And it just... because you feel like you're right and you have all the people that agree with you and say you're right, don't mean you're right, because if this person over here ain't feeling it, then you ain't right. It don't matter what everybody else say. If this person right here next to you ain't feeling it, then you ain't right. This is the person you became one with.
Yeah.
And as you become one with that person, that's the person that you need to be eye to eye. Not mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, friend, not about co-worker, boss. None of those are the ones. It's your wife that you need to be as one with. So figure out how you guys could join together. She might not hate you. She might be just mad and disgusted that you don't care nothing about her and you don't love her. And you're not even feeling that way.
Right.
But that's the way she is feeling, the way you're treating her. And that is something, that's why I say you have to get sometimes out of yourself. So with my wisdom today is get outside of yourself and learn to help somebody. Matter of fact, get outside of yourself and blend with somebody to make sure you guys are a perfect match. See, everybody feel like, oh, you gotta have that. Maybe she's not your soulmate. So,
people understand relationships always. There's always what I think a lot of people don't understand is in marriage and in relationships. Period. A lot of times there's compromise. A lot of people don't do, and we have to compromise sometimes. I mean, sometimes we got to do things that we don't want to do to please the other person, to make the other person happy. Because that's what it's about. I always tell people, if you're in a relationship, if I think about the other person thinks about me, then everybody's taken care of. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
If I'm concerned about your well-being, you're concerned about my well-being, then we're both taken care of. We have no complaints because I've taken care of you, you've taken care of me. So, that's the thing about it, but that's also being selfless.
And I don't think she hates you. I think you are like there doing the best you can. When I was reading it, I kept thinking, and you were like, sex is almost off the table, and all that. I'm like,
that means that something's going on with her that made it to where she may not want, because you haven't gotten intimate with her to find out what's going on. If you sit there and talk to her, then that may.
But I don't think he's trying.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's more in that boat and that truck.
Because the reason I say that is because she hasn't said divorce. She's not talking about divorce. I'm just going off of what you wrote. She's not talking about divorce. She ain't thinking about divorce. The conversation. The only one you talking about is, I want to get a divorce pretty much, but I don't want to lose my houseboat and my truck. And then say, how can you live with a wife that hates you? Well, first stop making her hate you.
Yeah.
If she hates you, that means you should be hating yourself, because you are as one. So you need to find out why you hate yourself. Joanne, tell me to stop. Find out why you hate yourself.
That is true. He needs to find out. But that, like you was talking about, how we have self-affirmation, how what Lydia talks about all the time. A lot of times people don't even understand that they're insecure. They're insecure with themselves and stuff like that, and they don't even know that they're the problem.
Yeah.
It's funny because me and my I don't even call him partner, spouse, whatever. We talk about that, and he has always talks about. I never understood what he was saying. How a lot of times people have their own issues within themselves. So they're taking it on everybody else, but people have realized they're thinking that they're the problem.
Exactly.
And like, oh, no. It's like, no, but they actually, the person, they got the issue within themselves. They have to fix whatever's wrong within themselves. And then everybody else could be a lot happier. But they got to deal with their stuff. It's their stuff. That's why a lot of times you hear people be like, oh, what's going on with you? Oh, it's my issue or whatever, it's just me. Because a lot of times we do. We just have our own stuff. Nobody knows what's going on in our minds.
We don't know what's going on.
You know what I mean? We don't know what's going on in our minds. People do. And that's why I tell people all the time to be careful, because you don't know what people are going through. A lot of times we don't. And we have to really treat people like we want to be treated, because we have no idea. People could be just dealing with a death, or, you know what I mean? And they're trying to keep it together, and they're stressed out, but they still, life goes on. That's what I tell people all the time. We always have that joke, that people are always dying around me all the time. But what I had noticed is no matter what, is life never stopped. You know what I mean? So it was like, people would be like, oh, you didn't mourn this, or you didn't do this, and it's like, well, life never felt like I had the time, you know what I mean, to mourn, because bills don't stop. Nothing stops. You know what I'm saying? I still got to pay the bills. I still got to keep going. The kids got to get taken care of. You know what I mean? You got to try to hold it together for them. You know what I mean? So it's like, nothing ever stops. And I feel that way. I will be honest. In the times that we're living in right now, it's hard. it's hard, and I really feel that a lot of us have to really be there for each other because our mental is. I'm very concerned about our mental. I just am, and I understand when it's not right. It's almost like, and there's not enough mental workers to even help all the people dealing with so many different issues that we got going on right now. And it's constantly every day. And something's always going on. It's like, how do we try to stay strong? How do we try to stay sane with all this stuff going on? So, I understand how it is, trying to keep a relationship going along with even all the other stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. But I personally feel, this is what I feel. What's going on right now should build you guys up stronger. I feel that you guys should be together even more so. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, people don't want to take the time. It's at work. Yeah. And like I said, it's not an easy job. It's at work that people need to be doing that ain't willing to do. So you got to be willing to work. Yeah. So work it. Yeah. Now we're talking about working it. Let's talk about Candace Owens and Cardi B.
Oh, Lord.
Go ahead, hit it, Joe.
I don't even talk about that. Anyway, but yeah, I've been seeing that around for quite. It's the talk of the town. Everybody's talking about that. I don't know. That Candace Owens, she gets under my skin. I can't. And she just kind of. But I'm proud of Cardi B for sticking up to her. And I think I understand how we don't want to argue and fight amongst each other.
Tell them what happened. Tell them what happened because they like me didn't know.
Oh, well, a lot of people knew about Cardi B and having the interview with Joe Biden. And I don't know, it must be his daughter or whatever, whoever that was in the background there. She was just so happy, like, oh my God, Cardi B, It was so funny. So, but yeah, I had an interview with Joe Biden. And so Candace Owens, is basically talking about how Cardi B's, not intelligent. She don't know what she's talking about. And so they've been having this feud back and forth. And we all know how Candace Owens speaks and talks anyway. So, she's got something for you. Every time you say something, she got something, and she speaks fast and she's on, and she, she act like she know her politics, but, I don't even know who she is or how she came out. She just came about. And I know when I first seen her myself, I was like, who is this lady? Okay. But I know she's been around for quite a while. And she claims to know some stuff. I don't really like a lot of the things that she says because she talks about black people really bad, a lot. She tries to act like she uplifts us, but she doesn't. And I don't understand how there's a lot of black people out there who act like she does. But they're saying that she's speaking the truth. Okay, if that's your truth, that's your truth. More power to you. It just lets me know how different everybody in the world is. But it hurts my heart to see how divided how our people are going through what we're going through, and we're divided the way we are. That's what frustrates me. So to see these two women arguing, and like I said, Cardi B, there's something wrong. This is what irritates me about people. She had the nerve to sit there and say that Cardi B's unintelligent. You're talking about her because how she speaks or things like that. Like she said, English is not even her first language. So, and then everybody, what I was telling you about, they were talking about and arguing about if she was, a Cardi B ain't black, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's just hard for me because there's so many of us who are being discriminated against.
Well, and she has been discriminated, and I've been saying this for a while. Black people have been discriminated against black people.
But they were saying that Cardi B wasn't black and blah blah blah.
It doesn't matter if she's black, white. I don't care.
It's just
yellow.
That's what irritates me.
My thing is, if somebody wants to stick up for black people, I'm not gonna get mad at them for sticking. I don't care what color or nationality you are. You sticking up for black people. More power to you, and I'm happy for it. What I'm having a problem with is. Hold on. Put your hands behind your back. What my problem is black people going against black people.
Right.
Trying to say they're doing it right. And like I keep saying, I've always told people we have always been a slave and we have our own You know how they say we got white privilege, and I said we got black privilege. And not black privilege is to do whatever the white person tells us to do, and we might make it. You might survive. You might do that. And my thing is, we need to start acknowledging that there is a difference of being treated one way to another. I can sit here and tell you that I have not been as treated as a lot of these people that we're seeing on TV or on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. I've not been treated nearly half as bad as they do. But that doesn't make me blinded to know that we're not hurting, you know, and we're not being treated badly.
I can tell people a lot of times, sometimes that's not even, I mean, and it's not a negative or not anything against you. It's maybe because sometimes we're just not out there as much. You know what I'm saying? Like I was explaining the other day about my sister. My sister's she's in the house a lot. You know what I'm saying? She can't go as many places. If she does, her husband has to take her. So I'm hoping when she does go out that they don't encounter too much. But that's what I was saying today. Now, where we live and what's going on, we're more apt to encounter it now. Even when we go
We've
out.
always been more apt to encounter it.
No, I'm just saying like, what's going
either
on
we've
right
been
now,
naive or blinded to it. Because everything that happens
we're
has
running
already
into it more
happened
now.
before. We are just keep going in the same circle.
Yeah.
So we're no different from anybody else. It's just what we have applied to in our life period. Like, when you're blinded, you're blinded.
Yeah.
You just don't see it because you're blinded to it. You refuse to, and that's where a lot of white people and some black people go through. They are blinded to it. But then there's that other kind. Like I could say is my grandfather, for instance, been alive a long time ago because he's of course my grandfather, and I'm 47 years old. So you know, my mom had me, so you know he's grandpa, so he been around.
Yeah,
and he's always said, I'm always looking for a redneck. And what he meant by, not in a crucial way, is whoever he encounters, he's always been able to change their mind to like him. And my mom said my grandfather be the only one to be able to go to the Ku Klux Klan meeting and nobody touch him because he already has a positive outcome. A positive outcome in his brain already. And a lot of times, especially for Christians, it's to speak into existence what you want. And we say we know the Bible verse, but we don't actually use the Bible verse to that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to always work and there's going to always be a positive outcome to it because we don't know the time of day when we're supposed to go. And we can assume we don't want to go this way and we want to go this way. I already have in my thing, if I'm going to die, I want to die in my sleep. I don't want to feel the pain. I already got that. But that might not be the way I'm going to go. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? So it's out there. And what makes me mad is, from the few videos that I saw of Candace, is she sounded like, and I don't even know how to say it, like an ignorant white person that sees it but don't want to accept it. Okay. But she's worse because she's black. Yeah. And my thing is this, is I know you might not want to accept that we're treated differently and unfairly. That's up to you. I'm not here to change your mind or nothing. Because that's not my job. My job is to just be me. But what I don't like is this always blacks killing blacks. Like there's no other nationalities that are killing their own. Like white people don't kill white people. Like Mexicans don't kill Mexican. Asians don't kill Asians. Germans don't kill Germans. Italians don't kill Italians. I mean, we could go on and on. Chinese don't kill Chinese. Every nationality kills each other. The only difference is ours is more spotlight. That's it. Unless you Nancy Mandela and all them. Well, those people, Mandela? What is it?
Nelson Mandela?
No, the murderer.
Who did you say?
I probably put both names together.
I was like, I don't know what you said.
You know the name murderer? Sound like you don't know. The murderer, anyway, y'all know because she gonna act like she don't know. But y'all know the murderer and all that stuff like that. And they really be killing people over and over. So that's the only time you'll see them in the news. But if they kill one person, they're not going to see it. But we kill one person and you're going to see it's going to be blasted. And if it is a murder and everybody heard about it, they're going to always show the name it's around the black areas. So I realized that here in my hometown is in Oregon. Like where all the black people is in Northeast Portland. So then they'll go Northeast Cisco Street or Northeast Church, and it'd be way out in Gresham with all the white people, but they don't show nobody. But if it's in the black area and it's with black people doing it, you gonna see the streets, the houses, the cars, and the black person, and they gonna show you the black picture of the person that shot the person, that killed the person, and the person that was laid out dead. You gonna see it all. But if it's a white person, it's really shut down. So then they go, people that's not like Beaverton and Tigard and all them, they'll go, oh, I'm so scared because Portland is, and it don't be that way. It don't be that way because it's just, crazy. And I remember when I lived in Gresham, a guy was breaking into people's houses on the second and third floor. Not the first floor. He passed the first floor and went to the second and third. But you didn't hear about that.
I was on the first floor.
Yeah, I was on the second.
I know.
See what happens. This is why I don't get along with it now. But anyway, so my whole point is you don't see that on the news.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, and if you want prime examples, look at Africa and Grenada and all them. You always see poor people and the kids with the belly out and toothpick legs, toothpick arms, and they're ashy and their hair nappy. Well, of course, they're over by the beach. And they were playing in the water. Their hair shriveled up like black folks' hair do. And then they're ashy because the sand is on them. And then they was in the water. And then they were playing in there. And then they said, come here, let me give you $1. And, in Grenada, that means that's $10. And let me give you $1 so I can take a picture. And you pose. Don't smile. And then for 10 cents a day, if you do such and such and such and such, blase, blase, blase. Let's get real. And that's what I'm saying. We got to stop believing what they're showing us on the news and everything else. Because if not, who's sticking up for us is Candace, and she don't like us. And that's sad. And then we don't want to listen to Cardi B because she don't sound like us. And then she ain't black. Well, regardless if she black or not, they're going to treat her the same as if she was.
That's right.
Go ahead, because now I don't want to talk about it no more. I got mad. I'm going to let Joanne do it. I'm putting myself in timeout.
Lydia was all over the board with that one. No, I mean, she's right. I don't really have a lot to say because of the fact that I think people, like I said, my point is people are going to be who they want to be. And I guess for me, watching a lot of this stuff and even just, looking at people's reaction and stuff like that, it just really hurts my heart to see how we're so divided. You know what I mean? You got division between Republican and Democrat and this and this and that. I don't, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm the type of person I'm going to vote for who I believe in. You know what I mean? I don't separate. I don't even put myself in a category. You know what I mean? So but my whole thing is I am for my people. I am for my, I have kids and people know that, like I said, I have lived a life where I've had a lot of health issues and stuff like that. But the thing about it is I will stand up and do whatever I need to do as long as I'm physically able to try to make a difference, because my whole thing is, I'll never forget, and a lot of people talk about Obama and this and that. I hear tons of black people talk about, oh, he didn't do nothing and this and that. He didn't do. Well, a lot of times presidents are limited. Now, we got Trump doing crazy stuff, but a lot of presidents are limited to what they can do unless the Congress and whatever approves a lot of the stuff. So, okay, there's a lot of things he probably couldn't do because they had to always vote on things and things like that. But I will never forget the day that Obama became president, because that was the first time I'd ever seen my parents emotional. And the reason why they were emotional was because that was the generation that had to go through some stuff, being like bust and things like that. And so for them, it was like a big deal. You know what I mean? And like I said, our ancestors went through a lot to give us to even. I mean, I don't say we totally free, but just to get us to where we are today. So we got to get all the way. We cannot keep. Like Lydia's saying, this is like this vicious cycle that we're in. And we have to try to do something to where this is it's no more. It cannot be. We are human beings, just like everybody else. Yeah. And my whole thing is, like I said, I've always fought for things like that because I have kids. Like my kids go to the same exact school that I went to. But I did not. I'm telling you, when I told them, it's exactly the same. They ain't been remodeled or nothing. the school was saying. And now they're looking at me like I'm old. But I remember going to that school, and me and my brother was in, there's a big glass window. And I'm telling you, it felt like we were on display. Because it was like, why are you here? I'm not realizing we were black people.
Exactly.
Like, oh, and literally there was like one other black person at that school at that time. And you know how that is when you go to the school and then you guys are the only black people, so they just think y'all supposed to go together.
Exactly. We did.
You're the only black. And
I'm
like,
school, we called ourselves, and it's so funny because I'm like, nobody calling me this. We called ourselves the BBB, the beautiful black bees. And, yeah, we did, and we had one white girl. She was here, and we called her.
Yeah, never mind.
Some stuff ain't I'm not even gonna put myself in that predicament.
No, yeah, but
I'm like, oh, she look right.
But that's why I said it. And so I, growing up, and me just even experiencing that, even though my parents had experienced way worse. Me experiencing the things that I did, I wanted to make sure that my kids didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
And so then it was like, I'm older now, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my family dynamic and looking at my cousins and who they've with and this and that, and I'm looking at a lot of different colors and rainbows, and everybody's getting lighter because they, intermixing and whatever.
Are they getting lighter than you, honey?
There are some. And but I'm just saying, I'm all the way black, and I'm saying,
I know, when I first met her, I thought she was mixed.
Yeah, but I'm saying they are not, and I'm thinking in my world, because I'm looking at the world, and I'm saying, okay, we don't have no reason to be racist no more because everybody's mixed, and everybody's not full this. And then I was like, I give them my kids go to school, and then they go through it. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking we passed this, because I'm like, they're not going to experience it, because I'm looking at all kind of different ethnicities in the class and thinking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Nope. I'm like, for real? Like, why are we going through this still? Then you got it, like I said, we have it on so many different levels within ourselves and this and that. And that's why I said, we have to come together. And then I get frustrated too, because I get mad at somebody and be like, want to go off or whatever. And I'm like, mm-mm. And I said, you know what? This is what makes me so mad. It's like how I'm so quick to anger. And I'm like, how are we going to stick together through all this stuff? How?
We got to.
We have to.
It's so hard, but we got to.
And we got so much division. And then you got people like Candace talking about, black men kill each other more than the police. And this and that. No.
And I'm so tired of that. Like, again, like nobody else says that.
Yeah. I mean,
like nobody else does it.
Yeah. There's so many other ethnicities they do it. And the thing about it is it's got to be. But this is what I'm saying. These are people who have a job. A job. Their job is to protect and serve.
Yes.
You are supposed to protect me. But I should not feel like I'm not protected when you come around. I should not feel like I'm going to die when you come around. I should not get scared every time I see a police officer or this and that. I should not. And our kids are that way now too, because they've seen it. I'm thinking about the many lives that have been taken, and the kids have seen their parents shot and killed by police. I mean, you can't sit there and tell me, okay, and like I said, growing up, we had Officer Friendly coming to school, all kind of stuff. I said, Officer Friendly is not friendly. And how are we supposed to, we can't change that mindset in our kids if they're seeing death every time a police officer come around. So things have to change.
Yeah.
They have to. And we have to, like they said, sometimes you just got to read. And then what makes me mad is when people talk about, how the police going to do something if you defund them. They ain't taking all their money. All their money is not gone. They can still function. And the police officers are trying to use that and say, oh, you know what? We don't have enough money to do that. Blah, blah, blah. Or we don't have. So then now you're not coming when people are calling you. Now you act like you don't care, or I can't help you when they're called now.
Exactly.
And that's irritating me, because you're not defunded completely. The money's not all the way gone. You still making your money. And then the people who are out here killing, you sit there and put them on leave and talk about paid leave every time. You keep paying them for killing people.
Yes.
Every time you kill somebody, they're on paid leave. What the hell are you getting paid?
If I kill somebody, I'm
losing my kids. I'm losing everything because I ain't getting no money. because I'll be waiting for my little trial or whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, this is not okay. And that's why they're saying this whole system has to be we got to do it all over again. Figure this out. Get some different protocols and procedures or whatever. Do something. And then we, as the people, have to stick up and say, no, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to deal with this anymore. Because we got people, these kids out here, they're angry. They got parents that's getting killed left and right. They seeing this. They're knowing, okay, a police officer took my parent from me. No.
And then you want them to call on you.
Yeah, no.
And you took my parent because you're scared because we're black.
Yeah.
There's not even a good reason.
There's no reason. You have no reason. And the thing about, I have seen countless, and I mean countless videos of white men with guns and knives and this and that coming at police officers, and they don't get killed. They don't do nothing. They sit there. I mean, you coming at them. They're coming at you with knives. They're coming at you with swinging stuff around and trying to stuff. And they're not. They're still walking out alive.
Exactly.
And you sit there and think somebody they reach for what? I reach your cell phone?
A kid playing in a park with a dang gun.
You know what I mean? What are you doing?
Come on.
But it's always, you can't stand on the street and be like, what are you doing? You're looking suspicious. Because I'm standing on black and I'm standing on the street. Mm-hmm. So then I was looking suspicious because you know what I'm saying? They're not doing that to everybody else. And you're making it to where we cannot live our lives. We are not free. We are not. And we need to feel just as free as everybody else in this country. Period. That's just where I'm at. And I'm not going to stop until it happens. So.
That's what she said, and she meant what she said, and that's how she's saying it.
So, and it hurts my heart when I see my own kind talk about my own kind like that. So I'm just, that's how I feel about that.
I don't even understand the reason. That's what throws me off, Lulu. I don't even understand the reason.
But that's what's going on. That was a trending topic, y'all. And y'all know what's going on because y'all seeing it everywhere. So I'm
going to be voting for Cardi B because Cardi B did her thing. And I don't care how you sound, girl. And I don't care what you're doing. You do you.
Cardi B for president.
Okay, we're going too far now.
Because you said I'm voting and I was cracking up. I said, what are you voting for?
I don't even know. Sometimes I just say what's on. It comes out my head. It's in my head. It comes out my mouth. No, you can't vote. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So what you got going on?
I don't have nothing going on. I'm over here chilling.
Okay, so she, the last time we were on, we were on our last show, Lydia has some really awesome ideas for people. And she's been really giving some really good tidbits of information about people, for people out there. Right now, we are in this pandemic and things are changing. People are going, people started school and stuff like that. Shout outs to you parents out there, because I'm seeing a lot of videos of people like, this online learning is not the business.
It can be. Yeah. I think what's so hard about the online business is that we are, you have to follow such a curriculum, and you feel like a failure if you don't get the kids to get it done in time or something like that.
They were talking about the kids supposed to be looking at the TV because the teacher's there. Yeah. So the kid is supposed to be looking at the teacher. He distracted looking at his mama and everything. She's like, the teacher right there. That's what you're supposed to look at right there. What did you do? And then he looking at the mama, because the mama, I think she's a YouTuber. Yeah, she does like cooking videos and things like that. And so she might have been, getting prepared or doing something else, whatever. And he looking at what she doing. He's supposed to be looking at the teacher. And she like, you got the, and like I said, I'm trying to prepare my kids. I'm so excited because I think tomorrow, my apartment is doing something where they're going to be giving away some school supplies and stuff. So I'm really excited because they said they're going to be giving up some headphones. If not, I'm going to have to invest in some somehow, because I have 4 that'll be going to school at the same time. And I'm like, y'all need headphones. Y'all need to be, and we ain't living. I got to tell people, I'm living in an apartment. I don't live in no house, so I can't, I got other people who I know. Even if they are apartments and stuff like that, they have like bigger ones where they can they have basements and stuff, so they can like separate their kids and stuff. I don't have that. I'm on the 4th floor of an apartment, y'all. And so I have to try to figure something out to where they're all able to get their stuff done, and then I want them to all have headphones where they can, you know. But my twins, they'll be pretty much, I don't know if they're in the same class or not, but pretty much should be able to be in the same. And the thing is I don't know how I'm supposed to really be helping them, all of them. They're gonna have to.
It'll be hard sometimes.
But I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out.
Oh, you gonna work it out.
I'm gonna work it out. But I'm just saying, it's just, you know, I wanted to get, like I said, I was trying to give everyone like a little tray, you know, like a chibi tray type thing, you know, and then it all, because I have two already, but I wanted to get some more, and then, you know, everybody just had their own area. You know, work area and whatever. But, you know, my sister, she done help me out with my one. She done got her blinged all out. She got a gold new computer and everything. I said, Lord, this girl's spoiled. So, but y'all, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm praying for y'all parents out there, because I know some of this stuff is not new. Like Lydia, she's been homeschooling for, we've tried different homeschooling, different things.
Well, I found that schooling recently.
Unschooling better.
I done homeschool and unschooled our kids.
Yes.
Her son and my daughter. The rest I was, you know, with K-12 and Connection Academy, which was the school online.
Yeah.
And it was just more harder and complicated to do it that way for me. And that was only because you have 3 kids doing 3 different things and with 3 different computers and really watching. I mean, what's really hard is making sure your kids are online
and doing what they're supposed to do.
And doing the work and not looking on videos.
Exactly. Playing
Instagram
games and all that other stuff.
And that was my hard thing. So I really enjoy doing unschooling because I can monitor that and I'm not online as much as that. When they are, they got to show me paperwork of that, what they're doing and their homework and stuff like that. So I'm really been working on getting that together. It's really been hard because I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up, trying to get the Talk It Out Show channel up, and then trying to get the kids ready for that, and then trying to do a business. And so there's just like 20 million things that's going on in my brain. Yeah. And, you know, something's going to fall short. And so I'm just trying not to have anything fall short. And I'm not an organized person, so I'm not going to act like I'm just that easy, too. I'm like, oh, I'm organized.
I'm organized, but my health is making it to where I'm not that organized anymore. So.
Yeah. And so I'm finding myself reaching and trying to grow in every aspect because I want them to see, because my kids have been with me their whole life, of course, and been in the entertainment business and all that.
Yes,
but I want them to actually see what happens. And so, because I'm learning everything, and even when I was doing the stuff with them, I was learning. And if I knew what I knew now, it would be totally different. But it isn't. So we're here.
Yes.
So, like I said, figure out what you want to do. Because even though you might have your kids doing online schools and stuff like that, if it gets really complicated or whatever, I would really go to unschooling. And unschooling is basically raising your kids so they can be prepared for the real world of living. So, and what I mean by that means being able to live on their own, pay rent, pay the bills, buy groceries, find discounts, be able to get around their community to get to point A to point B, and then whatever they need to know for their math and their science, and you just do things that you can interact with them and they get the knowledge. And if you do it right, they will learn a lot more from you than they could ever learn from school, and it'll be a lot faster, and they probably can pass any test that you give them because they took the time to really learn it. Like I know a parent that took her child to a store. She couldn't take her to the coast or whatever. She took her child to the store, and they talked about all the different cheeses and what the cheeses do and what smells and what the taste of the cheeses and all. And that was just a homework assignment for her as an unschooling. So those are things that you can think about and look at for your children as a way of doing it. Or you can actually homeschool them where you do your own education plan.
And have your own curriculum.
Own curriculum and do that. But unschooling and homeschooling is just really how you want to do it. Like mine, I told them they want to graduate. We're going to be getting our math up, science done, and then once they successfully get a business up and running, where they really actually got a business up and running and they're making income from it and doing it, then they graduate. That's their graduation tool for me. Because then you're prepared. You're ready. You can do whatever you want. You know how to manage your money. You know how to do this. You know how to do that. And then you graduate. And it's what I've been teaching all my kids anyway. I just didn't know. I could have been calling it unschooling. But I didn't know nothing about unschooling. So now, if you don't know, now you know. For people who didn't know. I know everybody
She's just chock full of information all the time.
I am, because I'm learning.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong.
And that's good, because there's a lot of things that we don't know about. And there's a lot of things that I do believe that sometimes people have information, and I don't know what it is people love to have information and keep it from others when it could totally help so many people. And like right now, like I tell people, I'm so grateful for her to be giving everybody this information, because we're in a pandemic and a lot of people have lost their jobs, and these are creative ways to how to survive during this time.
And I'm businesses, I keep it from everybody though.
I get it, but you are still giving tidbits of information. Yeah, I get so you are, and you're also.
And I give you information.
But you're also pushing them to do those things.
Yeah,
you're pushing them to have their own businesses. You're telling them, hey, you can do this. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's, you know what I'm saying. And then also, even if people don't have, like right now, they may not have, like, to me, the last video we did, that was so much good information for people who right now may not say, I'm sitting at home and I have no job, but I'm sitting here with a talent that I could be making money with. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So you basically gave people ideas on how they possibly could be making it through right now. Till then, you know. So
go on Talk It Out Show on Instagram, so you can get that information. I don't mind, and when I say the things I say, I'm very serious too when I say it. I don't try to give out information anymore, but I will give you the basics. If you use that basics and you want more information, then I'm more than willing to give you more information. I just stop giving out information when I know it's just me running my mouth.
Yeah, a lot of times, because the thing about it is, like she said, when you're doing something, you're trying to have a life, and you're trying to do these things yourself and have business yourself, your time becomes very valuable. It is very. I started to see now how just there's so much time and that's consumed by trying to make it and have a business and be successful. And like I said, I ain't doing my show. I'm hopefully now I got my stuff, I'll be doing my shows more. But she has shows, and she's always constantly just kicking them out. So that's a lot of work. And what she's got way more followers than me and all kind of stuff like that. So she's really trying to push and do what she needs to do, and that's a lot of time, because you're interacting with other YouTubers and you're doing all this stuff. You got your stuff, you got there's the editing. There's so many things that you have to do when you're doing this type of stuff, and also when you're doing your you have products that come out of when you do your stuff as well. So that means you got to market your products and things like that. So there's always when you're in business, it's like even in your sleep you work it. You know what I mean? You're just constantly thinking of stuff and constantly doing stuff. So your time is precious. So when you do give information or you do help somebody out, it is really like it's precious. I mean, you don't want to feel like it's not listening. It's falling on deaf ears. So that's why I think that's the thing. So you kind of pick and choose, or like you said, pretty soon there'll be webinars and things like that you guys will be able to participate in and learn those things.
I'm getting my first webinar free. Whenever I decide to have one. Once it calm down.
Well, you do webinars and then you start doing conferences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So we thank you for watching this video, and I hope you got some information, and I'm glad you talked that out with us. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, if you want to even say something about Candace or Cardi, and you say, oh, I like Candace and I don't like Cardi, or I like Cardi and I don't like Candace, please comment below, because I would like to know what you're thinking and how you feel, and how you feel about my ramble about Candace Owens, and how you feel about Joanne talking about Candace. I mean, please comment below. Comment below. Okay, comment below. I'm gonna have to make a song about that too. Yeah. I think I'm gonna be a songwriter today. But anyway, please subscribe, hit that bell notification. Please give us a thumbs up, comment below, and share.